Let's delve into a series where I will be covering everything what would be required for develop a software, and it's something that I'm doing right now, as well as I'm looking to share my knowledge with people out there who might think that's very hard to do. Most of the things are very hard to do in life, but it might take time. It might be challenging. A lot of patience, I guess, persistence, dedication. I don't know. Either way, it's hard, I guess, but if we take something that might be very hard or very long or very challenging task, we break it into smaller chunks and take small steps, one step at a time. I believe we all can do it. We all can do it. If anything, let's start with. There's gonna be a number of series that I'll be doing from top down, step one, and working all the way to breaking down the full project into smaller chunks and what we require, right? So if we were to begin, it would be user interface and what that is. But well, so perhaps it's way challenging for other people, right? So some was depending on what generation you are in. I can imagine even some of people like small kids like, or something, they have grew up with tablets in their hands, right? My generation, we have learned from practice and doing some of the coding or programming, installing different software and everything. So there's some basic understanding. Or if I were to call my, I don't know, my father on the phone, if I were to explain to him how to do it on the phone, it would be a challenging task for me, I can tell you right now. If I were to develop the series of how to do it, and if I had to explain to my father, that would be a lot of challenging times. I don't know if I would be able to do it. It's just because it's some people they do things differently. Some people out there do things differently. So some of these concepts, then you ask someone to do it, of this particular task, and they not necessarily have a deeper understanding of how to perform that particular task or why that would be required and how this task would fill in with the bigger picture. So there's something to it, right? So I don't want to take anything away from how hard it can be, but what I'm saying is knowing that won't make it easier, right? So do everyone needs to start somewhere. If anything, I'm here to share some of the knowledge, expertise, and perhaps help you or guide you towards doing it yourself. A user interface. A user interface (UI) is the point of interaction between a user and digital system or device. It encompasses all the elements and components that enables users to interact with and control the system. Software applications, website, or hardware devices. The primary purpose of user interface is to make the interactions between human and machines more user friendly, easier to use potentially. And there are so many different softwares and solutions who are constantly trying to make it easier to program different languages as well as use different codes. Everyone is trying to make it easier, myself including. I'm trying to understand myself and make it easier for other people to use it and do it efficiency and in so there's some of the obstacles that they're trying to solve with overall user interface that would be user friendly, so it would be easier to use, as well as efficient, so how using and what kind of objective you're trying to solve with doing it, as well as intuitive, so you would know before doing it why you're doing it and what kind of problem you're looking to overcome. These are several types of user interfaces, including graphical user interface, GUI. GUI uses graphical elements such as icons, buttons, windows, and menus to enable users to interact with software applications to operate systems. Examples include desktop interfaces of Windows and or Mac or operating system. Something that I covered already, as well as command line interfaces, CLI. CLIs require users to input commands into text form. These are often used by developers and power users to interact with computers and software in a more precise and scriptable manner. Examples include Windows command prompts, or I do know those, but it can be daunting for someone who haven't used those. It's just sending a request or prompting those, similar to some of the projects out there who are using prompt commands to request for particular data out of the system, and that data could be given or fetched. That's a term that's been used up there. The, how data could be found, right? Voice User Interface (VUI) allows users to interact with devices or systems using spoken language. Voice assistants, like there are some companies out there who has a lot of recordings of me swearing a lot. I guess there are some commands up there who where you can ask for particular there are some projects out there. Let's take one of those, right, where you can ask for a particular task to be completed, or make a note, or perhaps ask for the weather, or you can ask for a joke to lighten up your day. Touchscreen user interface, most common one perhaps, or most popular one, how most of the time people comparing to voice interactions, right? Touchscreens. These interfaces are designed for touch-enabled devices such as smartphones, tablets, and interactive kiosks. Users interact with the interface by tapping, swiping, or pinching the screen. Right, they make it smaller or bigger, I guess. So that's one of the ways how you can potentially interact with the screen. Web User Interface (Web UI) are used for websites and web applications. They often consist of web pages with elements like buttons, forms, and navigation menus, depending on what you're looking for, and how you are looking to solve a particular problem, and what kind of bucket that information is in. And you, to some extent, you need to know what you're looking for. So intuitive, right? So you need to understand yourself when you're approaching a kiosk. If you're looking there to order anything, you're looking for particular information, or what you're looking at pricing, or what you're looking to solve, and how that information should be given to you, how it should be presented, so it would be easy to navigate, and people would pick up or what they need to do there very fast. I guess is if you are a programmer and looking to offer that or any information to given to users on the website or different software, or whatever case might be. Augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR user interfaces. AR and VR interfaces are used in immersive environments to provide users with virtual experiences. Users interact with the environment using gestures, and controllers or other input devices. So it's something new. I haven't used it that much. I believe I played some games a couple of years ago, but that's about it. But I haven't tried it using a professional setting. There are some projects out there that are looking to deliver those. So how to operate those, and what and how it can potentially be offered to individuals, something that I myself need to do a little bit more research on. For people out there who are interested in learning more, I would highly recommend to purchase this book. In this book, I'm focusing on livestock enterprise, and if we were to cover some of the obstacles that we're looking to solve with this video, that would be using interface, and some of the projects, how they're looking to perhaps monitor the farm animals by having belts put on their necks, right? So they can potentially track the animals on the farm and their health, performance, and nutritional levels, and many different things, the body temperature, and so many things, and how user interface. So you as a farmer or a business person, how you can track your farm animals, and potential benefits that you can find from adopting new technologies of tracking, monitoring your animals, and perhaps identifying the nutritional levels, and how those animals are performing. It's one of those areas, right? You can, in this book, I'm taking a step back, I guess, and looking at livestock enterprise and where to begin and start, and focusing just on the first milestone. That will be from 0 to 10,000. The design of user interfaces is critical for ensuring positive user experience. A well-designed UI should be intuitive, responsive, visually appealing, and consistent. It should consider factors like accessibility, usability, and the specific needs of the target audience. Understanding your audience is very important than delivering your project. Yeah, user interface designers often use principled and user-centered design and conducts usability testing and refine and improve their interface. If anything, I have delved a little bit research into my computer's operating system and how much feedback, so whatever is happening on my system, one that I'm using right now, how much of that's been sent to somewhere to be stored, right? And I have option worth mentioning on all the system. Most of the information be sent for improving of the current performance of the system, and I can disable this feature. I can disable optional features, but most of the things that how I'm interacting with operating system has been tracked and monitored, just so everyone's aware of that. Some of the technology companies have that been in hot water for some time now, but most of the companies do that, just so you be aware of that. User interactions, interfaces, and all that. They would say that they're looking to improve overall system and usage of the system, but perhaps that's just one part of what is going on. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.